eXp Realty. Call for details.
Talk to Aaron Taylor,
the real estate guy.
Yes, air conditioning and plumbing, keeping you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and available anytime your plumbing won't go with the flow. Schedule your air conditioning or plumbing checkup at 888-4937, 888-4937, or go to theyesmancan.com.
License number 71246 and 71233.
Join me, Steve Cofield, and the crew for Cofield and Company's Happy Hour Fridays at Crazy Horse 3. Free parking, free admission, an awesome $5 food menu, tons of hot ladies, and best of all, an open bar. A 3-hour open bar. Right after work, stop by, the drinks are on me. So grab your friends and start the weekend in style this Friday. Live Cofield and Company, Happy Hour Crazy Horse 3 on Russell across from the new Raider Stadium.
With John Lyons from Lyons Physical Therapy, the ratings for LPT are as good as they get, 5 out of 5 stars. What makes Lyons Physical Therapy unique as a treatment option?
Yeah, Dave, and we're thankful for that. We've had great patients and customers over the years that have given us honest reviews. I think what separates us from other companies is that we pay attention to our patients. We individualize their treatment plan. We take our time and use our manual therapy skills and our hands to actually work on every patient. These patients aren't just a number. We're actually trying to help them, and we listen to their needs and what works best for them.
LionsPTLV.com, 702-476-0222.
Summer is heating up, and so are the deals at Findlay Acura. Test drive now to receive your free Visa gift card between $25 and $100. Save $500 towards your first-year registration with the purchase or lease of a 2019 MDX. Save with affordable lease prices on the 2019 ILX 8-speed dual clutch starting at $239 OAC. And the all-new TLX 8-speed dual clutch for $299 per month OAC. Findlay Acura in the Valley Auto Mall or online at FindlayAcura.com. Some restrictions apply. OAC on all offers. 36-month term. $24.99 down on ILX and $29.99 down on TLX. Expires 7/1/19.
Deanna got some really bad news from the IRS.
They said you owe quite a bit of money.
She didn't have that kind of money.
I was in a state of despair.
And when she called, all she got were threats.
Garnishing my wages, taking my house, taking my car. I didn't know if I was going to make it.
Thankfully, Deanna found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $500 million for their clients. Optima went right to work for Deanna.
Optima Tax negotiated everything. I did not have to worry. They talked to the IRS.
Needless to say, she was relieved.
Optima Tax saved my life.
Do what Deanna did. Call Optima now for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Everyone is using PropSwap. You know, one PropSwapper bet $10 on Loyola last year and sold it for $1,000. 4 games later, PropSwap is the new and only marketplace to buy and sell these active sports wagers. So download the PropSwap app today. How would you like to see the newest NBA superstars here in Las Vegas? It's the NBA Summer League coming July 5th through the 15th, and we want to send you for free. Just go to LVSportsNetwork.com, register to win 4 reserved seats and Summer League merchandise.
Follow us on Twitter at the LV Sportsline and at ESPN Las Vegas.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
And you'll have a great dinner. You really will. If you've never been to Joe's, this shouldn't be one of those bucket list things. You just got to do it, man. Go. It's a great restaurant. Make a reservation if you're going in the evening, 702-792-9222. My favorite dish there is the Dover sole. It's just a spectacular
when there's
entree.
Not Copper River sockeye salmon.
Yeah. But, and the steaks are phenomenal. The seafood platters are great. But my personal favorite is the Dover sole. And trust me on this one. Try it once. You'll be hooked. It's just, oh, man, I could go for some of that right now, especially after a crappy lunch I ate. I obviously did not eat lunch at Joe's. What do we have for an angle today, Ralph?
How about some WNBA? How about some Las Vegas Aces?
All right.
You know, the Aces are the #1 scoring team in the league, and the Washington Mystics are the #2 scoring league. So my angles are going to say play the under tonight. The Washington Mystics, 0-4 over-under this year. Their 4 games have gone under by 16 points per game. The Las Vegas Aces, 0-7-1 over-under their last 8 at home. 0-3 this year by 8 points per game. I wrote this game up at WagerTalk as a free play, and I gave it the play out on the under. So not only am I using it as a Joe's angle, I used it as a free play today. It's just you have 2 good defenses. The Aces give up a lot of points, but they're the number 1 efficiency defense in the league. They're playing good ball on defense.
I think we just got a home run by the Rockies. Is that Ian Desmond with number 10 on the season? And the Rockies have taken a 3-1 lead over the Diamondbacks in the top of the 5th inning. It was a solo shot by Ian Desmond. Time for us to look at some of the games that haven't started yet. We will do that with our MJ Christensen 4 at 4.
1, 2, 3 into the 4.
Put them 4s up. Put the 4s up, I said. Do it right now.
Tonight's action is just around the bend, and the guys want to get your night off to a great start.
4.
It's the Las Vegas Sports Line's 4 at 4.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. Unbelievable.
Talked about these games as far as the behind-the-counter action with Will Bernanke from CG Technology Sportsbooks earlier. Now we'll get into a little breakdown of the analysis. So we'll begin with the Phillies and the Nationals. Nick Pivetta, who had a trip to the minors earlier this year. That's how poorly he was pitching. But he's getting play tonight as the Phillies try and avoid the sweep. Is that right? Yeah, try and avoid the sweep at Washington. Eric Fetty, former hustling Rebel, on the mound for the Nationals and not getting much support from the bettors right now.
Well, yeah, as you said, Pivetta went back to AAA. Since he's been back, though, 4 starts, a 2.7 ERA, so it seems he has turned it around. You know, Fetty's a pitcher right now, pitching decently, giving up, after only giving up 1 run his first 2 games and 3 runs his first 2. He has given up 3 and 5. I would lean Philadelphia in this game. It took a long time for them to play the series with what's happened, but I do lean with Pivetta.
Mets and Cubs will be matching up. And Walter Lockett's back up for the Mets. He has never shown the ability to get regular hitters out regularly at the major league level. Tyler Chatwood has, but Tyler Chatwood also has a troubling habit of walking multiple guys and setting up jams for himself. You know, he's a weird guy. I don't mean that in terms of his personality. In terms of his baseball personality, he's got great stuff. And nobody's ever denied that Tyler Chatwood has the ability. He's got the arsenal to be a big winner in the major leagues. But he just can't command the strike zone. And hitters know that. And they lay off pitches and end up stretching out his pitch count, getting free passes. And I don't know that anything's... I think he's improved a little bit as far as the control goes, Ralph, but not enough to ever feel comfortable with him.
Well, Walker Lockett, a player that they received from the Indians in a trade earlier this year, missed the first 6 weeks with a right arm injury. At AAA Syracuse, he made 4 starts, a 3.28 ERA. So
but he's done well in the minors before, and it hasn't translated to the majors.
And again, Tyler Chatwood, what do you make of him? He's made 1 previous spot start this year. He, of course, is filling in for Kyle Hendricks. In that spot start earlier on April 21st, pitched 6 shutout innings, giving up 2 hits, but they didn't feel comfortable enough, despite that performance, to give him another start. I will say this: the Mets are 3-13 their last 16 as an away dog.
Angels and Blue Jays, and we're talking about this one primarily because the Angels are on fire right now. The Blue Jays stink. And the bettors are just pounding the Angels at this point. Is this the one game where they might have a little bit of a lapse? Well, they've got the rookie starter on the mound, Suarez. He's kind of the weak link in the rotation. He doesn't have great control. He's generally, he's going to be a 4 or 5 inning guy. And that does bring in the Angel bullpen into the mix. And that's still the weak link on this roster right now, is their bullpen. It's not really very good. I think if the Angels are going to be serious players in terms of getting to the playoffs, or at least having a chance to get to the playoffs, they're going to have to go out and pick up a reliable arm or two. Hansel Robles has been very good, but can you count on a full season from Robles as your closer? I don't know. And the other arms out there just aren't real intimidating. So we'll see what happens as far as that goes. But as far as tonight goes, I think the price is right where it is, to tell you the truth. I don't think it's as inflated. I don't think you can make a great case it's inflated, but it's also, I don't think you'd be getting value at the Angels at this price. But if you're asking me who I think is going to win the game, I'd say the Angels.
Well, agree. Like you said, he's pitched. He hasn't pitched to the sixth inning yet.
Right.
So he's given up a couple runs. He has a 4.5 ERA, but I mean, Clayton Richard right now has a 7.52 ERA. In his last 2 starts, he's given up 12 runs in 7 innings.
I don't know how he's still in the majors.
And you're looking at the Blue Jays, who are 3-10 the last 13 games. I will say
they do it lefties a little better than righties.
They do. I went back and the podcast later today. We're going to do some since June 1st. The LA Angels are 11-7 since June 1st, but they're number 2 in profit, plus 6.2 units. And Toronto, since June 1st, is 5-12, minus 5 units. So clearly, since that time, as you mentioned, the Angels getting quite a bit of play as they are 8-2 their last 10.
If you listen to the first half of the show, we talked kind of at length about the betting aspect of this game as far as behind the counter goes with the Rays and A's. Charlie Morton on the mound for the Rays. Frankie Montas is pitching well on the mound for Oakland. I don't know what to do with this game. I do know what to do with it. I'm going to pass. I think Morton rates an edge over Montas, but it's not a big edge by any means. I know Tampa wants to get that bad taste out of their mouth from what took place at Yankee Stadium. But they're traveling east to west with no rest, and they just got their ass kicked for 3 nights. They don't exactly have positive momentum right now. I think Morton might be the stopper for them here, but really not willing to bet on it.
You talk about 2 pitchers that know how to get the job done. Morton gave up 4 earned runs his last start. That was his worst start of the year. And I love getting a quality pitcher off his worst start. He pitched 6 innings. Even though he gave up 4 runs, he gave up 2 home runs. He only gave up 5 hits on the game. But you talked about Montes. Montes has given up 3 earned runs or less in 13 of his 14 starts.
And Montes is a guy who the scouting reports on him as he was coming up was, it looks like he's got a pretty good fastball. That's probably about it, and he might end up in the bullpen. Well, he's established himself as a starting pitcher now, and he's added to his arsenal. He's got a good off-speed pitch now. He's become a legitimate big league, if not ace, probably a number 2 starter. That's pretty good. And in a ballpark like that, where it really doesn't travel well at night, Montes is going to keep putting up good numbers for the Oakland A's, in my opinion. He's not an easy guy to go against.
You talked about the Rays having to play at New York and then travel. And prior to that, they were at home against the Angels in a big series. So a lot of travel. And we talked off the air. Don't know if this will affect anyone, but, now there's talk of the split season. Does this get on the player's mind, having to perhaps play in Montreal? Who knows if that'll ever come to fruition, but there's still that thought. It's public, and they'll be thinking about it.
I know that's the big buzz on Twitter today, and here's the holdup. I don't know if anybody's mentioned this. I would assume somebody has. I don't think the Players Union would go for it. You're basically going to be forcing players to, pay taxes in 2 countries?
Have 2 homes?
Yeah. I don't think the Players Union will. I think the Players Union will say, pick a city. We're not playing in 2. Okay? And I don't blame them. I think it'd be right. Is that it?
That's
it
it.
is.
Yep.
That's the 4 games. All right. In that case, I'll take a break, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the big one tonight, the WagerTalk Marquee matchup at Yankee Stadium, the Astros and the Yankees. Could this be an American League Championship Series preview?
The Las Vegas Sports Line.
Right now at Findlay Volkswagen, lease a 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan S for only $315 a month with 0 due at signing for 39 months. And that includes all Clark County taxes and fees. Meet me at Findlay Volkswagen at the Valley Auto Mall in Henderson. On approved credit, offer ends 6/30/19.
Dave Cokin and John Lyons from Lyons Physical Therapy. So give me a rundown on maybe a typical treatment at LPT.
Sure, Dave. On an initial consult, we'll sit down with the patient for at least 10 or 15 minutes, get a history of their injury or their condition. Then we'll move into an assessment where we put our hands on the patient, take them through a few special tests to identify what the pain source is and what the actual injury is. Then we'll use some modalities like heat and electric stimulation to reduce their pain and muscle spasms.